A high-performance garden asks all the plants to be superstars and perform at or above garden standards. So in order for the plants to do this, we must feed them on a regular basis. So all plants require 17 main nutrients, and to make each plant unique, each plant also requires a few unique nutrients. So to make available all the macro and micronutrients, we need to have all of our microbes working in our soil to feed our plants. So chemical fertilizers typically only have 3 nutrients available for the plants. So it's very hard to get all the plant requires in a chemical fertilizer. When you work with the soil's natural microbes that convert waste into plant food, this system typically has all that the plants need. So our goal is to make available all the nutrients for the microbes, which then in turn make the nutrients available to the plants. So a lot of times the chemical fertilizers that are used on gardens will kill off the microbes, making the plants dependent on the chemical fertilizer and deficient in trace minerals, which makes them deficient in flavor. So to keep the microbes alive and feeding our plants, we need to fertilize the garden with organic nutrients. So I like to feed our garden compost and organic garden fertilizer that has trace minerals and extra microbes in the mix. So we've been using Happy Frog fruit and flower fertilizer along with our homemade compost with great success. We also have homemade fertilizer recipe that you can mix up your own food to feed your plants and your microbes. And if you'd like that recipe, you can find it on our YouTube channel, and I'll put that link in the description below for you so you can grab that if you want to see it. It is called Fertilizer for My Tomato Plants for Amazing Yield and Over-the-Top Flavor. And it can be used for all fruity and vegetables, so not just tomatoes. So garden vegetables fall into 3 main categories. There's heavy feeders, light feeders, and then what we call givers. So the heavy feeders are plants that require a lot of nutrients to create a crop. So our heavy feeders in this garden is tomatoes, squash, and cucumbers. And our light feeders are plants that don't require as much nutrients. And in this garden they are radishes, lettuce, shungaiku, bok choy, spinach, basil, cilantro, turnips, carrots, cabbage, and their kale. So givers are plants that take nitrogen from the air and put it into the soil for the plants to consume. And these are green beans and the peas. So in order for the plants to have the highest nutrients, we need to provide the nutrients organically to the microbes that will convert the nutrients into a plant usable form for the plants. And then the plants make the nutrients available to us. So today we need to create a feeding plan so that the plants will always have the nutrients that they need. So the heavy feeders are going to get a cup of compost and a tablespoon of fertilizer every 4 weeks. The light feeders we will feed every 8 weeks unless we see them looking hungry, and I'll show you signs of hunger if we see them throughout the garden season. And we want to feed the plants on a schedule that works best for them. So by having an awareness of the different plant needs, feeding the soil microbes, we give our plants the very best chance to be producers. Now the givers, the green beans and the peas, we put fertilizer in, just the garden fertilizer when we started the season, and we will not give them anything else the rest of the season.